living without a purpose looks like this: a person preparing good, wonderful, mouth-watering dishes of all sorts: chapati, rice, pilau, everything, fried things, fried like beef, fried tomato, potato, yeah, and every kuku, like every other good dish that you can ever think of. Then, after preparing them, putting them in dishes, covering them well, and taking them to a place where people are supposed to serve from, then everybody is able to see the dishes, is able to sense that there is good food that has come, but an instruction comes that nobody is supposed to touch the meal. Then the meal stays there for some time. Then after that time, somebody else come and collects the dishes full of the meal and takes them back to the kitchen. Like, see, nobody has eaten, nobody has touched the food. The food is just like the way it came, and it is taken back to the kitchen. The thing is that people will remain hungry and asking questions, wondering why they did not get served with the food, wondering why they did not have the meal. Like they were not allowed to serve the meal, and yes, there will be a lot of confusion, and people might also be angry as well, because they went there to they wanted to eat. Their desire was to eat from the dishes that they saw. And that is what happens with our purposes for life, that God, each and every person you see, each and every individual you see has their purposes for life intact within them. And when they come to earth, they are like these full dishes, like with good meals inside, from the hands of the Creator, from the hand of God. And what is supposed to happen is that when these dishes come to us, it is expected that whatever is inside be served to the people according to God's will and according to the purposes that have been assigned to different people at different times in different locations. And so like that is how it is supposed to be. Like by the time your time is up, that is the time after after maybe the period that the dishes are supposed to be on the table. Like the people have been fed, the people are content, the people are happy. Like the people have taken what they needed to take from the dishes. Like they are full, they are content. They are content because like you have allowed the food that have been placed within you by the Creator to come outside and impact the people and impact the environment and impact the the world that is around you according to God's will and purposes for your life. And yes, at that point people will be content, and by the time your time on earth is up, like full dishes will not be going back to the kitchen. Full dishes will not be going back to where they came from, because they have been emptied here, like they have been emptied on earth and to the people. And so that is it with how our lives are supposed to run, like us impacting the world with what we have in our inside. It doesn't mean that you have to impact the whole world as a the world as a whole, but depending on the things that God has placed in your inside, depending on the gifts and the talents and the abilities God has placed in your within, like those are the ones that should determine the people, the world that you're going to serve. Like the people are going to be impacted by what you have, because they are waiting, they are hungry for that, they are waiting for that. God created you and put those within you, those gifts and abilities and talents within you, because He knew that for sure what you have He has placed in your within is needed on earth. And when you surrender to God's will, when you give yourself to purpose, that means that like it will be easy for people to feed on the wonderful, precious, unique gifts that you have placed in, that God placed in your inside, and they will be full. Their spirits will be full. Their minds, their hearts, and whatever part of them that is supposed to be impacted by what God placed in your inside. So purposes like that, do not go back to the Creator with full dishes, because God is not going to eat what He placed in your inside. Like He expects that what you have in your inside should be His food for the earth, His food for His people here on earth. And the best way you can make Him glad is to comply and be useful with what you have in your inside to the people, to God's people on the world, like in His world. Look for where you can be useful. Look inside and see what God has deposited in your inside, and impact lives using that, because that is your calling, that is your purpose, that is the reason you are here. You did not come here to pay bills, eat and drink and live. Like, you came to fulfill your purpose, and at the end of your life, that is that which will matter the most. Bye bye. Have a fruitful what? A fruitful Thursday. Until next time.